I'm Lindsay with Observe, and I'm here to give you a quick tour of the top trends and insights from our post-pandemic contact center report. Hopefully you checked it out, but we went out to about 225 different contact center leaders at enterprises and mid-markets across every vertical and region of the country. And we found a lot of exciting things about agent experience, customer experience, how people will be planning and budgeting, the types of technologies they'll be purchasing. And so I am excited to share this with you. So the first thing we saw is that contact centers already are and will continue to be revenue drivers in 2021 and beyond. We've seen this trend happening for a while. Now the interactions that are tier 1 or lower tier interactions are being fielded in other channels. Voice agents are able to really start focusing on upselling, cross-selling, retaining customers, really providing that deep connection with customers, particularly in verticals like finance, healthcare, insurance, etc. And so we see that this is a trend that will only continue. The second is that hybrid and remote workforce is still causing some chaos as we continue to work, at least hybrid, if not fully remotely. So teams that didn't have plans to go remote, no surprise, but they really grappled with challenges with quality assurance and coaching. They lacked visibility into what was happening with customer interactions. And they saw that it's difficult to protect customer data and to remain compliant from home. And so we see people still investing in new technologies and new solutions in these three areas because the hybrid workforce is here to stay. And I think all of us perhaps agree that we do like in-person connection, but there are certainly some benefits to working from home. However, there are a lot of challenges, and I think that's why we see that only 7% of contact centers plan to remain fully remote post-pandemic. And I do believe a lot of that has to do with the compliance concerns, where 75% of folks are still struggling to maintain compliance and protect customer data while agents are working from home. So we do see that compliance and proactive fraud detection and prevention are going to take center stage in 2021 and beyond. Omnichannel isn't the holy grail that contact centers expected. People are really struggling to hit their KPIs and scale new channels. Agents are experiencing anxiety jumping between so many different tools and systems and workflows. And so we foresee that getting analytics on how to reduce frustration in the workflow and breakdowns and really create an easier environment for agents, QAs, and supervisors to work within and service customers within is going to be important when it comes to omnichannel. I'd be curious to get your thoughts on this. Contact centers are using analytics to gauge customer experience. No surprise, we used to be very customer focused. Of course, we always will be. But now that everyone is hybrid or remote, I do believe it feels a little bit more like a black box, right? We really want to quantify business outcomes and trends with analytics. What I'm surprised to see, though, is only 34% of contact centers say they're using sentiment analytics today. And when people are looking to reduce frustration, meet unmet needs, really create deeper connections with customers, I personally believe, and we believe at Observe, that sentiment analysis is a very big untapped opportunity. Some industries are really ahead of the game. Insurance, retail, e-commerce, healthcare, looking at you are ahead of the curve when it comes to embracing real-time analytics. And we see real-time customer experience analytics as an absolute must-have for the future. To do it, you need to be monitoring 100% of your interactions today and really gathering data and having very well-documented QA and coaching workflows, because ultimately these analytics are going to be assisting agents in real time and assisting customers in real time when paired with AI. Agent experience continues to drive KPIs, and it becomes more and more important with hybrid and dispersed teams. How are you keeping people motivated and engaged? Are you engaging them in regular coaching conversations that are personalized to their needs? Are you not just looking at the voice of the customer, but also the voice of the agent? So we see these as some opportunities this year, as well as a bigger focus on not just using AI to automate interactions, but to automate workflows so that people can focus more on active listening and on empathizing and relating to customers. Agent experience is a particular priority for enterprises, especially those on the West Coast. We think it should be a priority for everyone. Agents are your frontline representatives, and maybe it wasn't so quantifiable before what top agents were doing to create those really strong connections with customers, to retain, to upsell, to grow accounts. But we do see that this is going to be key to winning and differentiating with service in the future. Cost associated hurdles are one thing that's standing in the way from businesses using artificial intelligence more. It's no surprise that more and more businesses are using AI. Most contact centers already do in many ways today, but they're still having trouble training agents on using new tools, ensuring transcriptions and data is accurate, that things are integrated, that the reporting quality is up to par. And so these are all of the things that you should be looking for when you get into the procurement process with a new AI solution. And specifically, I would recommend looking at how you're going to drive adoption across your organization and really put something in place that has immediate business impact. Because if something takes 3, 6, 9 months to implement and set up and tune and use while your team is hybrid and remote, not going to get adopted. So these are some things that we see as opportunities to, better support AI in the future. Excitingly, leaders are optimistic. A lot of you are hiring this year. A lot of you have bigger budgets than last year. And that's no surprise. You have more data, you have more people on your teams, perhaps, because interactions move from brick and mortar locations online. So what are you going to do with that bigger seat at the table? I guess that's a question for you. I'd be really curious to hear. We do know that a lot of folks are going to be turning their contact centers into analytics engines, and really, look deeper into how to identify, as I mentioned, customer frustrations and unmet needs, operational efficiencies, performance, and personal development opportunities for their teams. As well as really understanding what's happening in real time to more proactively prevent issues like potential fraud. So those are some of the things that we see people investing in this year in the analytics era, as I like to call it. And finally, we really believe that AI and 100% monitoring is going to unlock new opportunities to automate the quality assurance workflow and coach agents more, increasingly in real time, increasingly through that agent assist. And so we see that already today. A lot of the areas where people are having success with AI is to really humanize their contact center and to increase trust and transparency on their team, to foster collaboration. And so we really do believe that this is the year that AI is going to be used for agent performance, that is going to really start making an impact on humanizing interactions between customers and agents. And that is the opportunity we are very excited about. So if you haven't already, download the report. There's a lot more in it. You can see how you stack up compared to other brands in your vertical or of your contact center size. We're going to keep releasing a lot of different cuts of this research to provide some industry thought leadership and benchmarks. And we really want to hear how you like it. So thank you for listening.